I would be confronted with the question, do you marry or are you in a relationship for love or for money? Many, many times in the past when I had my own relationship difficulties and challenges, they would always say, Charisse, choose the money. Choose the money because it makes your life easier.
Come to Brazil, Bruno, come to Brazil. Come to Brazil, Bruno, come to Brazil. Come to Brazil, Bruno, come to Brazil. Come to Brazil.
I am going to speak now about love and relationships, and that is not something that I talk about every day, and therefore is not so ingrained in me to speak extemporaneously. So I have these notes, bullet point notes. I had it printed. However, when we went to the river the other day, it rained so profusely, my backpack got wet, my paper got tattered, and normally I would probably be looking cooler referring to my phone. But because I am in the middle of nowhere, una Piracanga, which I am finding out now is a magical place where there is no internet, and the internet is only in the dining room, I can't use my phone. I know this is useless talk, but this is one of the things that as an artist, when you travel and you are a smaller production, like a smaller production of a filmmaker like myself, an independent, you have to work around these things. Thankfully, I do not operate on perfection, although I plan my projects diligently and in detail, and thankfully I am blessed. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of variables that you cannot control, and this is one of them. And you as an artist should be ready for that. That is part of being resilient. When I talked about success, when I talked about dreams, resilience is one of them. Resilience. So you're going to see me from time to time wearing my eyeglasses and referring to my tattered notes. Are you cool with that? Okay, let us start. Love, sex, relationships. As I had told you before, I am a very approachable person, I guess. So a lot of people ask me their questions through time. And one of them, and quite a few of them, asked me, and even I, when I had my hardships, my love hardships, I would be confronted with the question, do you marry or are you in a relationship for love or for money? Many, many times in the past when I had my own relationship difficulties and challenges, they would always say, Charisse, choose the money. Choose the money because it makes your life easier. There was a point when I had a boyfriend, a serious boyfriend. We lived together for a whole year. This is after my first husband. My daughters were only 7 and 11 years old. We had a 4-year relationship, and he was a millionaire. And he was very generous, very generous. But it didn't work out. I don't have to go into the details. So I ended the relationship. It was even very funny. Many years later, when my daughter was going to college, and we were contemplating on her college fees and tuition, she said to me, Mom, if you did not leave Russell, we would not have this problem. And that is true. Many women had told me he's so good to you, but just because the principle isn't there, you can't wake up in the morning and look at yourself, look at myself, and be happy about it. You just have to cut it. You could have your beautiful kitchen, you could have your beautiful house. But for me, the principle matters. I want to wake up in the morning and be able to look at myself and say to myself that I am living my authentic life. So as for myself, I choose love over money. And it's always been like that. Always. My father once said, Charisse, you are very intelligent here, but you're not intelligent here. Many women would probably choose money. Ask yourself, please, do you want love or do you want money? A coworker of mine who earns well, she's also a clinical lab scientist like myself, asked me, what would you do if your man is not very motivated, and therefore does not earn as much as she does? She is in her late 30s maybe. So she should really be at that stage in life when she should be weighing these things quite in a good weighing scale, because you're no longer in the 20s. I would think that if you are in your 20s, you can risk a lot because you're in your 20s. When you start to be reaching 40, you have to think it a little bit more. 50s, even more. 60s, that's another subject. So, I believe that in her case, and I did ask her, what really matters to you? What really matters to you? You say that he's not very motivated. And what does that mean? He's not very motivated. He doesn't bring money to the table. And if he doesn't bring money to the table, is this something you can accept? Because you're going to have to live with that. You're going to be the one providing. A lot of times in my culture, the Filipino culture, especially those who have come to the US, the women become the breadwinner. Because why? Most of the time, the men who come from the Philippines cannot accept that their status that they had in the Philippines is no longer the same in the US. And therefore, they don't really strive.